Now it's time to have a look at the whiteboard in the unified menu. If you've used the Promethean whiteboard before, it's familiar and you already more than likely know how to use it because it's quite easy, it's very intuitive. All right, let's jump in. Unified menu, tap on the whiteboard, and here we are in the whiteboard. I'm actually going to quickly tap on these three dots just to show you a couple of the the very important options that we use all the time. So there's new, to start a new whiteboard. There's open, which gives you the opportunity to open a whiteboard that you've previously saved, or perhaps you've borrowed from another teacher. The whiteboards are saved as PWB files, so they are they're working files. The save button does what we know the save button does. So if you've done some work in it and you want to save it, come up here and tap save. Save as gives you the opportunity to save it as a copy. So that can be an important function as well. Export PDF screenshot. That's a wonderful tool because what it can do is take whatever's on the screen on the whiteboard, snap it, convert it into a PDF and save it out. And you can distribute that to your students, you can print it, all of those sorts of things. Export PDF canvas exports the entire endless canvas of the whiteboard. So if we've seen some teachers use it really extensively over multiple lessons and create big documents, that is an opportunity to export a PDF canvas, and you can have all those resources and documented learning in one place. The toolbar position button is cool. If you tap on that, it swaps the toolbar to the other side. That's excellent. And the close button does what you think it'll do. It'll close the whiteboard. Moving down from there, you'll see that there's a quick save button, which saves. And then one down from that is the split screen mode, which is a really handy mode because as you can see down here, it gives two sets of tools to two students, and they can have a variety, they can work a variety of ways there. They can each have independent colors. They've each got their own color palette. It's quite an exciting way to work. I'll tap that off and that'll close those two bars and consolidate it to back down the side here. And let's have a little chat about the mechanics of the panel here. All right, so as you can see, when I move around the page, in that on the top corner opposite the toolbar, you'll see a page navigator. And once your documents get a little bit bigger, you can quickly navigate by scrolling where you want to go. It's a nice handy feature. The panel supports 20 points of touch. I've only got 10 fingers, so I will just demonstrate that now. It's not necessarily about having 10 or 15 or 20 students up at a panel writing, but it may be about having 3 or 4 students up here articulating some protractors and set squares and rulers with multiple points of touch. So it's just about making sure you've got enough points of touch to get the job done. A couple of cool things about the glass technology on the panel, which on the titanium model, it can differentiate the difference between the tip of the stylus, the end of the pen, a finger, and the broad side of a hand. So if I were to move on to the move tool, tap on that, and I touch the panel with my finger, it'll move. Very, very nice. Now, if I touch the panel with the broad side of my hand, it will erase, which is really, really cool. If I'm on the move tool and I touch the panel with the pen, it'll write, which is excellent. Because what that means is without always having to refer to the toolbar, you can quickly make some notes and you can move, and then if you decide to make a change to your document, you can erase it all really quickly, and that is just a joy for teaching. This little icon here, it's got some lines and it looks like a page. What this gives you the opportunity to do is set a different page type if you'd like. So if there's in the top right hand corner, there's grids. In the bottom right hand corner, there's solid and broken lines. Let's tap on that. That's what that looks like. Now with the move tool on and you pinch and zoom, you can scale the size of the lines. So you can make them quite small for advanced students. You can make them quite big for students who are learning. It's a very, very flexible tool and there's a lot of types of paper in there. Let me tap on that button. You'll see you've got a lot of flexibility to choose different colors of paper. So we could do off blue, which is quite nice for eyes. We could also tap on there and change the color of the lines. Let's tap on that and you will see black lines. Moving through the options here, we come to an icon that looks like a picture. This one's great. I love this one because in here we've got a lot of quick documents and templates that have been requested by teachers. For example, periodic table. You want to teach that, it's there, you can get to work on it right away. Really, really, really nice. Obviously it's an object, so you can move it, you can resize it. All of those things work really well. I do love about this is that you can make objects bigger, and I've really made that bigger. And then you can make some annotations, and then you can resize that again, and the annotations scale with the objects, and I think that is just really, really nice. Let's bring another object in. I'm going to choose a T-chart. And I love this one because what you can do is you can have a quick little discussion. You can have, you know, heading 1 and heading 2. And students can come up to the board and they can write on them. And if you've got students of different age groups or things like that, you can make it bigger for one, have it smaller for the other. You can make it big to write on, and then you can pack it away inside the document. It's a really, really, really cool feature. All right, let's keep moving through the buttons. Obviously, I've talked at length about the move tool. If you want to move things or navigate, that's the tool you want to use. Rolling on down, we're moving on to the pen tool. So if you tap on the pen tool or the highlighter tool, you will each notice that they have a different color palette of colors. Some really cool colors in there. Like there's so many colors in here. We've even got the famous brown highlighter, which is kind of funny and always gets a bit of a laugh in a demo. If you tap on the tool and then tap on it again, you will find you've got an assortment of thicknesses. You can go very thick to tap on it again to very thin. That very thin pen was a teacher request, and that has come from Australia and it's worked really well. Obviously you got your pens, your highlighters, your colors, your color palette, an eraser tool. If you want to use it, you can tap on it, choose whatever size you want, and then come in and erase. Now I don't often use that one because I'm always busy using the back of my hand there, but it's up to you and it's there. Below that, I'll just put a couple of quick lines on the panel. If you tap on the eraser with the rectangle around it, that will erase all the annotations. It won't take off objects. If you want to erase an object, make sure you're on the move tool, tap on the object, and it'll bring up a bin. Tap on the bin, and the object will go away. Below the eraser tools, you've got some maths tools. And there is a full protractor, a half protractor, a set square, and a ruler. I'll show you the ruler for a minute. Very easy to use. This is where the multiple points of touch come in. One touch moves it around, 2 touches resizes and spins. You'll feel as you use it, there's a sort of a clickiness to it as it snaps to each degree. It's really, really nice. And you can actually see on the ruler those little degree indicators just here. If you were to hold on the numbers, you'll see it'll pivot on the corresponding 0 over there. That's a really nice feature. That is cool. And to draw on a ruler, grab your pen, and it is a very grippy, nice experience. I have a very thin pen there, so it's a bit hard to see. I'll tap to a bit thicker one. And you can see it draws really, really nicely. Tap on the X to go. I'd just like to show you the protractor as well, if I may. Tap on that, protractor, tap in this section here, it moves, tap on the outside here with one finger and it'll spin, and if you do the 2-finger thing, it's gonna resize. Depending, see this little colored dot here? That's important because it will behave differently depending on what modes it's in. So at the moment, that's like in the pie slice mode. Tap on it again. It'll draw the actual angle itself, and tap on it one last time, it'll draw the circumference. Below those buttons, on the toolbar, you've got a forward and back button so you can travel through time if you would like. And really, that's the basic parts to the whiteboard. You've got a gallery, you've got templates you can bring in. It's for quick teachable moments. You can use it as much or as little as you like. It's a very, very, very cool and flexible teaching tool. All right, the next button, which I think is a very important button on the unified menu, is the capture button. It is this lighter blue button. It's got some little corners around a picture. And the purpose of this button is to take whatever is on the screen of the panel, and that could be on any source on the Elements panel. So it could be the plugged in laptop, it could be an iPad that's been casted to the panel, it could be anything that's plugged into the panel. When you tap on the capture button, it's going to take a screenshot of it, and it is going to place it into the whiteboard for, further annotation, classroom discussion. It can be built into the document that is creating the narrative of the classroom. Let's have a look at it. Actually, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up an example. So I'm going to go to Recent Apps, and I'm going to open up Chromium. All right. Now, in here, I'll just close that away. We've got a video going on volcanoes. It's pretty exciting, but I've just played it along, and I'm at a part in the video that I'm a bit of a fan of. So, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to show you a few things here. I could make that a full screen and then snap it. Happy to do that, but I want to show you one thing. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to bring up the unified menu. I'm going to tap Capture. And this brings up the cropping dialog. So you just simply grab these corners and crop down to the picture you're looking for. I might crop into about there. Very nice. And then we can click Done. And what it does now is it gives you another option to crop. So you could crop in a little bit tighter if you were if you weren't as accurate like me. And then when you click Done, we're improving, and then we're at a point now where we can press this Open in Whiteboard button. Let's do that. Dive in, and what it's going to do is it's going to add it to the whiteboard. Where in the whiteboard, as you know, it's going to become an object that you can pinch and twist and turn, resize with all those familiar gestures of pinch and swipe. And we can grab a pen and we can make some wonderful things in the whiteboard, and you can get students to come up and then label these parts of the picture, all that kind of thing. So it's the capture tool paired with its new cropping functionality. Think about pairing that with a mobile device casted to the panel and you open up the camera in the mobile device, straight away you've got a way to hover over students' work with their permission and capture it into a whiteboard for further discussion. It's a really, really powerful thing.